Hi, I'm Lisa. Thanks for choosing Mojozy. If you have questions about the business side of your practice, then check out our tutorials. We've made them short, simple, and entertaining. Our goal is to develop your mojo as private practitioners. So please subscribe, comment, and like us. Watch and enjoy.
One of the first steps to developing your practice is to choose a name. You're thinking, why should I spend time on a name? Some of you will fast track this process. But what if you were naming your newborn child? Would you fast track it then? Keep in mind that your practice name is a future client's first impression. And as you know, first impressions are often lasting impressions. You do not want a poorly selected name to be the reason that your practice cannot get off the ground. We can spend hours on this topic. But don't worry, we won't. But we will focus first on the creative side of developing your practice name. Our second part will focus on the legal and practical considerations. Brainstorming practice names can be fun and exciting, yet tedious and frustrating. So how do you approach naming your private practice? Here are 7 methods along with a few examples of each. Number 1, name-based practices. Many private practitioners in mental health have incorporated their own names in their practice. It is a perfectly fine approach if you are comfortable positioning yourself as the brand. Number 2, service-focused names. If your practice will be built around a specific treatment or service, then you may consider including it in your name. Number 3, issue-focused names. These are names that convey the types of client issues or diagnosis that you will see in your practice. If your practice will have a specific diagnostic focus, then building your practice name around it may make sense. Number 4, age-focused names. If your practice will focus exclusively on a particular age group, then incorporating that age classification will help to communicate it to potential clients. Number 5, population-focused names. Practices that will focus on a particular population or subgroup would aptly be named after that client population. Number 6, geographic-based names. These are names based on the location and reach of your practice. It may be national or by state, city, county, district, or even street name. Number 7, emotion-based names. Because your practice revolves around mental health services, finding a name that conveys an inspiring message or encouraging tone may work well. Perhaps you have encountered emotionally based names in brands that you are familiar with, such as the following. Each of these approaches can be combined to create a more descriptive and comprehensive practice name. All these approaches convey some level of focus and differentiation as it relates to your practice, but there are disadvantages. For example, should you decide to grow your practice based on services offered, issues treated, or client age or population, then your practice name might create a conflict and limitation. Likewise, if you decide on a geographically based name, such as Springfield County Mental Health Center, then what happens to the name should you decide to offer another office in a different county? Incorporating your personal name in your practice is very trendy among private practitioners in mental health. Nonetheless, your personal name does not convey to a potential client what your practice is about. Also, should you decide to add additional practitioners, your practice will have outgrown its name. Or should you decide to sell your practice, then it is very unlikely that a buyer would find it attractive because it is branded with your name. Now that you have a framework, have fun creating a few names. We recommend that you develop a list of 5 to 10 potential names in order of preference. Then it will be important to seek feedback from colleagues, friends, family, and even strangers. They will likely add a perspective that was not on your radar. You could ask whether the names are memorable, catchy, positive, negative, hard to pronounce or spell, or whether they are offensive in any way. You will also need to envision how your names look should you have a logo, how it may sound on the phone or when you say it out loud, and how it appears on a website or in marketing materials. Once you have tapped your creative right brain to generate potential names, and you have received feedback, it will be time to focus on the more technical and legal decisions around your practice name. As such, we will cover this in depth in another lesson. Visit us at www.mojozy.org for more information. And please don't forget to provide a thumbs up, subscribe, follow, and share if you like this lesson.